statistic. Well, Bruce, from start to finish, as we have come to expect from the first race at Goodwood, formerly the Kinrara Trophy, this year the Stirling Moss Memorial Trophy for the very first time. Action from the very first corner to the very last.
You might say it was E-types all the way, but the pot kept on being stirred. Number 3 went off. Here it is on the opening lap of the race. A big moment. Stayed away from the tyre wall. That was big, unfortunate moment for John Young. That car still had a role to play. You can see a bit of paint being swapped into the chicane, but it was those E-types up at the front of the race that really ruled the route. But it was a question, was it 66 or was it 33? The positions kept on changing. And certainly the overtaking was brilliant. Martin Brundle didn't know who he was racing against, eventually found out it was John Minshaw, but immediately trusted him. He could see where Minshaw was placing the car, totally fair, and side by side round Ford Water. Don't do that.
Yeah, until the next time it needs doing. Fantastic dice between those two for second place in the first part of the race. The number 66 C-Type had cleared off in the hands of Harvey Stanley, and again, these two probably held each other up as much as they entertained each other. But I think with drivers of this caliber, they can see the way the other car is being driven. They know that it's being driven well and to a standard that they can trust the driver, and that was absolutely the case. Whether there was a little rub or not was entirely coincidental and added grist to the mill.
But these were cars being driven supremely well, up on their toes. The 250 short wheelbase Ferraris having great fun as well in the first part of the race. 7 ahead of 21, but the E-types are off in the distance, and that red E-type was running just in the top 6. That was Jarrah Venables who did the first part of the race. Then of course we had the pit stops, and of course the driver order could be changed. 2 cars came in a little bit too soon. They would be penalised and removed from the action.
And the number 66 car that led early on made a big mistake in the pit stops. They had a slow turnaround as James Cottingham got in. Harvey Stanley, still wearing his racing gloves, doing the belts, could not get them to do up, and they lost the better part of a dozen seconds in the pits. That could perhaps have been the end of their race. The Brundles were battling then out front with the Minshaw and Keane car, until suddenly this, from second place, a lurid blow-up for Alex Brundle and a high-speed departure stage left at Madrick. Yes, that was everybody's reaction. Moments later, after Callum Lockie's car, the number 20 E-Type, had gone off on Brundle's oil, the fast-recovering number 3 fixed-head coupe also had its engine let go while they were coming under safety car conditions, unrelated to the safety car. Finally, 10 minutes of green flag racing were given after the final, after 25 or so minutes of safety car, and then it was down to a 2-horse race. James Cottingham finding just enough to get ahead of Phil Keane. They took the lead with just 2 laps remaining, and traffic just blunted the challenge of Phil Keane on the run to the line. For the second time in succession, there was no Revival last year, but the last Revival was won by Harvey Stanley and James Cottingham, and they win again.